Thank you so much for joining us on this Thursday, 6 a.m. now. I'm Eric Connors.
And I'm Netta Irampour, and we're going to start this hour with something interesting that's falling from the sky right now. Meteorologist Evan Irani joining us with the actual rain forecast.
Wow.
Something different.
We really needed it, too.
Absolutely. I mean, we aren't expected to get nearly as much as we see when we look at our deficit. For example, this season, we're 5-6 inches behind where we'd like to be on our rain totals. We're looking at maybe a tenth, 2 tenths
We'll
today.
take it.
Exactly. That is the spirit. Any amount that we can get, we will take. A lot of tropical moisture that we're seeing pick up across the county thanks to post-tropical storm Juliet making its way northeast toward the west coast. What we're watching for is that those showers that we've already seen mainly across the South Bay up through downtown San Diego going to be picking up in intensity throughout the next several hours. You can see how those showers are nearing the Del Mar, Solana Beach area and just arriving around that northeast corner around Borrego Springs. By the end of the day today, we're looking at another 1/10, maybe 2/10 of an inch from the South Bay. Up north toward that Del Mar to Oceanside area, we'll probably be picking up on just a few hundredths of an inch, so the really light stuff. Heaviest accumulations expected in Julian, Mount Laguna, and in Campo. You can see it has already caused quite a mess on our roads. Several crashes that have popped up in the last about 45 minutes or so, including exit ramps being blocked right now. We've got one that's blocked on the 5 southbound at the 54, another one blocked on the 15 southbound. Live look outside at volume picking up on those wet roads. This is the northbound 805 morning commute, getting busy out there. Remember to download the free CBS 8 app. There you can plan out your drive times this morning.
The first one, I was like, what is that? I thought it was just something. Then when I heard it again, I just ran under the pew. And then I covered my head. My friend Victor, saved me, though, because he laid on top of me, but he got hit.
Just so tough hearing this, right? A terrifying moment for a 5th grader there after a gunman opened fire during a mass full of Catholic school students in Minneapolis. This morning, the community is in mourning as police are searching for answers. Glad you're with us. I'm Eric Connors.
And I'm Netta Irampour. There's a lot of information coming in this morning. We want to get you caught up with the latest as of this hour. 2 children are confirmed dead. 17 others are hurt. The shooter is also dead. A motive is not known at this time. So we want to turn it over now to CBS's Nydia Cavazos. She is in Minneapolis with the latest.
Prayer services and a candlelight vigil in Minneapolis as the community comes together after unspeakable tragedy.
We are a city united in grief. Let us take the next step to be a city united in action.
Hours earlier, police say a suspect shot through the windows of an Annunciation Catholic church during a mass full of students from the church's school. 2 young children, just 8 and 10 years old, were killed.
This was a deliberate act of violence against innocent children.
5th grader Weston Halsney says he ran and hid under a pew after he heard the gunshots.
My friend Victor, saved me, though, because he laid on top of me, but he got hit. I hope he's good in the hospital.
Parents were visibly shaken as they later reunited with their children.
Police say the suspect, identified as 23-year-old Robin Westman, died from self-inflicted gunshot wound. They also say that Westman was carrying 3 weapons, all legally purchased at the time of the shooting.
We are also aware of a manifesto that the shooter had timed to be released on YouTube. That content has since been taken down with the assistance of the FBI, and it now remains under active review by our investigators.
Flags in Minnesota and at the White House were lowered to half staff. The FBI says it's investigating the incident as an act of domestic terrorism and hate crime targeting Catholics. Nydia Cavazos, CBS News, Minneapolis.
Police say they recovered more firearms connected to the suspect after executing search warrants at the church and at 3 residential places tied to the shooter. This morning, reaction is pouring in from San Diego, and so many people heartbroken by what happened. Police in Minneapolis are investigating the horrific shooting, and we're hearing from people here.
CBS 8's Regina Yedita live outside the San Diego diocese with what local religious leaders and gun control advocates are saying about all this, Regina.
Yeah, good morning, guys. And we know that reaction has been pouring in here in San Diego County by gun violence prevention groups and the Catholic Diocese of San Diego. Now, you could imagine the toll that this has taken not only on the Catholic community, on schools, but also on the families in Minneapolis who are grieving the loss of their children. According to authorities in Minnesota, a shooter opened fire on a Minneapolis church filled with children and other worshipers during a mass. The attack killed 2 young students and injured more than a dozen others. Police confirmed that the shooter died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound at the scene after firing through the windows of the Annunciation Church from outside the building. In response to this deadly mass shooting, Bishop Michael Pham of the Catholic Diocese of San Diego is urging local parishes and schools to review their safety protocols. So in a written statement, he says, here in our diocese, the San Diego County Office of Education and the San Diego Police Department have gone out of their way to assist us in developing safety plans for our schools. We're grateful for their help, and in light of what happened in Minneapolis, we have asked pastors and principals to review their safety plans. And the San Diegans for Gun Prevention also put out this statement saying, quote, gun violence is a public health crisis with over 5,000 children and teenagers killed or wounded by guns in 2024. While students and teachers are being terrorized, our federal government is removing the very funding and resources that can help prevent these shootings. So back out here across the nation, including here in San Diego County, prayers have been taking place for those who have been affected, as well as people who have been going to mass in solidarity for this incident. It could be another day of just that. For now, I'll send it back to you.
All right, Regina, thank you for that. Stay tuned to CBS 8. We'll have the very latest developments on the shooting in Minneapolis. You can also go to our website for updates, cbs8.com, our app, and our social media pages.
Right now, 2 people are under arrest following a violent road rage incident in Vista. This happened on Sunday near Calle Jules and Via Felicidad. A Toyota Sequoia was chasing a Jeep Cherokee through a residential neighborhood when it hit a pedestrian and also several parked cars. The chase ended when the Sequoia collided head-on with another car. Both drivers took off from the scene. They were caught yesterday on East Mission Bay Drive. They are facing multiple felony charges, including hit and run, assault with a deadly weapon, and aiding and abetting.
In just a couple of hours from now, the San Diego County Sheriff's substation in Lemon Grove is set to reopen. So this substation has been closed now for more than a year after it was severely damaged during the floods back in January of 2024. City of Lemon Grove worked closely with the San Diego Sheriff's Office to repair and renovate this facility, and a ribbon cutting is set for noon today.
If you are headed out the door here this morning for one last summer vacation, lucky you. Listen up here. Today is expected to be a busy day at airports across the country and on our highways. AAA saying the worst time to drive today between 1 p.m. and 8 p.m. That's a 7-hour stretch there. And then returning home, the worst time Monday between 1 and 4 p.m. Good news, though, gas prices are down. Today, the average gas price in San Diego County, $4.62. 1 week ago, we were paying $4.56, still among the highest prices in the nation. Coming up at 6:30, CBS 8's Chris Groh will have more details on this busy travel weekend, which is starting off a little wet here. Yeah. When's the last time we could say that?
Right. I mean, actually seeing the roads are wet, it's kind of wild. Let's check in with Evan. What's going on out there?
I mean, it's a rarity for us to be waking up in the morning talking about the wet roads as we start off the day. But it's Labor Day weekend, going to be a holiday for many, and that means that many are making travel plans either out of San Diego or into San Diego. If you're coming into San Diego, you're probably wondering what's up with our weather, considering this is where a lot of people come for the sunshine and the warmth. We actually have some rain video that we can show you from our photographer Julio that came in a little bit earlier today. Take a look. This is from Kearney Mesa. That steady, light rainfall. We're not talking anything major. This is the kind of stuff that we're going to see carrying on over through the next several hours. So like we've said, if you're traveling in from another state, you're probably well-versed in heavier accumulations. We here in San Diego are talking about the very light stuff, but still could absolutely be impacting the travel plans or any plans that you've got to maybe just drop the kids off at school, want to send them off with a jacket with a hood perhaps. 81 on average out along our coastline, 86 for our inland valleys, 72, that's the big cool down. The mountains and deserts seeing about a 20-degree drop in temperatures from yesterday afternoon. The bulk of that rain coming through the AM stretch, so between about now and noon, and then toward the afternoon, about noon to 4 p.m., couple scattered thunderstorms possible before we see all that wet weather taper off tonight. 69 degrees right now in Encinitas, 70 in Carlsbad and Escondido. These temperatures are a little bit on the warmer side compared to yesterday, and that's because those clouds help to act like a blanket for us, holding in the warmth from yesterday. Sunrise 6:21, about 11 minutes from now. Doubtful we'll see much of it. It's going to stay mainly gray out there. You can see the wet rooftops. 84 is that forecast high in Santee and El Cajon. 81 in La Mesa. San Ysidro looking at a high of 80 degrees. Fallbrook and Vista 81. And again, it is those mountains and deserts where that drop in temperatures is going to be most felt. From the 90s yesterday to just the 70s this afternoon in Julian. Mount Laguna even going for the 60s as that forecast high. We get dry and warm starting tomorrow. A very sunny and warmer than normal Labor Day weekend expected, where all that moisture comes to a halt, a lot less humidity on hand too. Let's check in on your roads. There's a lot going on out there. And of course, you can expect that on days like this, where we start to see some wet roads, things get a little chaotic out there on our major freeways. Want to take you to 3 major spots that we're already seeing some slowdowns. First one, starting from south to north in Chula Vista. Exit ramp from the 5 southbound to the 54 eastbound is blocked with a crash. You can tell a lot of people are having to reroute now, continuing on the northbound lanes. Second thing to mention is right here. It's the 94 eastbound to the 15 southbound, blocked with a crash. That's that transfer ramp getting from the 94 to the 15. Last thing to mention, left lane is blocked with a stalled vehicle. That's the fast lane on the 805 southbound before the 94 freeway. All 3 of these causing some backups to start up the morning. Drive times are slowing down on the Coronado Bridge too. You're down to about 35 miles per hour. Morning commute looking a lot like this, starting to really slow. Let's take a look at your border wait times here. San Ysidro, as you're coming from Mexico into the U.S., a 30-minute wait time is what we're looking at right now. Otay Mesa Port of Entry going to match that, about 30 minutes. Usually people try to go for one or the other to get those faster passes across the border. Right now it seems like Otay Mesa is going to take you just as long to get across, both of those 30 minutes in total.